How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video we actually have the attributes for the first 3 All-Star Game players, and 2 of which include what I believe to be the top 2 or 3 All-Star Game players out of the entire program. So let's go ahead and get right into it. The first player revealed was Alejandro Kirk over on Twitter, and this card looks pretty good. I mean, 117 contact versus right, 90 power against right, a very similar card to Joe Mauer. And I'm thinking to myself, how's this card a 97 when Joe Mauer's a 96? And then I'm remembering that, I've paralleled them up a little bit. So these cards are very similar, right? If you have Joe Mauer at parallel 5, he's going to be better in a lot of ways than Alejandro Kirk. But Alejandro Kirk is a good right-handed bat. But to me, he has kind of an interesting swing. The second player revealed is Sandy Alcantara, and they did mix up his pitch repertoire a little bit. We'll compare him to the card we got in last year's game. His K per 9 is somewhat low at 74. His hits per 9 is going to be really good at 111, at 116, parallel 5. That's really solid. I'm curious to see how that circle change will play as a primary pitch, but this card has an elite slider, 90 mile per hour, 92, 93 mile per hour as you parallel him up. But if we compare him to the finest card, right, the K per 9 is significantly lower on the All-Star card. But everything else is really good. I mean, his control is a little bit lower on the All-Star card as well. His hits per 9 is increased. His velocity and break is right around there. But now we have Julio Rodriguez. This card was just revealed. I'm kind of surprised they revealed a card at midnight Eastern time. But Julio Rodriguez, I believe, is the best All-Star Game card out of this entire program. I was expecting a little bit higher contact and power, but I still think, looking at these attributes, I mean, this card is going to be really, really good. And he'll probably be my starting center fielder right away. I think I like his swing a little bit more than Alfonso Soriano. However, I want to say they're somewhat similar. I just like Julio Rodriguez's leg kick a little bit better. That's just personal preference. But he does have 99 speed, as we saw in the Future Star last year. He did not. That guy is going to be an insane baseball player for many, many years. And his career will be exciting to watch. But I don't know if we're going to get any more attribute reveals before the live stream tomorrow morning at 11:30 Pacific time. I want to say they'll probably reveal something, or at least I would expect them to reveal something or tweet something out in the morning. And if they do, I'll probably make a video talking about some of those players. But so far, I like kind of where I've ranked some of these guys before their release, before we know what their attributes are going to be like, just based off of some of their live series cards, what we can kind of expect. I know I put Julio Rodriguez at number 1. There will be guys that have better contact and power against right, but a lot of people would also agree that the meta right now, and the meta that has been in MLB The Show 22 for a little while now, has been, left-handed starting pitchers. And I typically struggle hitting lefty-lefty, so if I can use, a right-handed guy that crushes lefties but also hits righties pretty good, then I'll go ahead and do that. I would almost prefer Julio Rodriguez over someone like Brian Reynolds, even though Brian Reynolds is a switch hitter. He does have better attributes against righties, and I don't have as many challenges hitting against right-handed pitchers. That's just something that I've noticed in the game. If I look at every single one of my players' batting averages, they're lower against lefties. It's not that significant of a difference for some players, but then, certain left-handed batters, I have a tougher time hitting lefty-lefty, and their averages are pretty low. But with that said, everybody's different. A lot of people I face do pretty well lefty-lefty. I usually give up, quite a few home runs lefty-lefty. And then every once in a while, I'll be locked in lefty-lefty. I'll be on the fastball. I'll hit the sinker inside. I'll be able to just pick up the ball out of the hand a little bit better. But I've also felt like at times in this game cycle, I've faced right-handed pitchers a lot more often. Right at the beginning, it seemed like there were a lot more righties. Then as the game kind of shifted to left-handed pitchers, we saw a lot more of those. It might be going back to more right-handed pitchers, right? We have Corbin Burns coming out, Sandy Alcantara. We just got Nolan Ryan. They're releasing a lot more right-handed pitchers. We're going to have Justin Verlander. I'm excited to see some of these other players that could potentially be top 5 guys at those positions. But with that said, we're getting into some of this event gameplay. I wanted to earn this Aaron Ashby card, even though I've already purchased him. I bought him for like 50-something thousand. I sold him for 70-something thousand. So I made about 20K. Then I purchased him for, I don't know, 48, 58, something, somewhere in that range, 40 to 50. And I wanted to earn the card, obviously, because he is going to go down in that event rewind pack the next time around. but I still think he is the best card out of that pack, along with Yuri Perez, as well as Trevor Hoffman is another good one in that event pack, Steve Cishek. There's a variety of cards that you can find in just about every location of this game, right? Mini Seasons even has some pretty good rewards now. I know they haven't really given a player reward in a while, but people are able to get good teams in just about every single way in this game. I know the gameplay kind of plays weird sometimes. That ball probably should have been caught. You know, things happen. I played a guy in this event who was like bunting every single time. I even had a bunt defense on. He had guys with 99 speed, and he almost got on base, even though I had pretty much the entire infield in. Just little things like that, right? Of course, the game's not perfect, but I've been having a good time at the game. I've been playing this game a lot more. It is very similar to last year, but I don't know. I usually just kind of play the game for what it's worth. Last year, I think I burnt myself out a little bit. This year, I feel like I've taken smaller, more frequent breaks every couple days, and then played, 10 event games, or, kept the game fresh. Every single time I, turn the game on, I'm having a good time. And yes, I have lost games where, sometimes things didn't go my way, but I don't really care if I lose in this game. I'm just having a good time, and the cards, the content, the players, learning about, certain guys coming up through development systems and farm systems and things like that has been a pretty good experience. I've always enjoyed that aspect of MLB The Show, even before I started creating content. And just wanted to give you guys a shout out. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. As of lately, we've been pretty much on point with some of what we were expecting with this program. I'm curious to see what types of legends and flashbacks we're going to get. How many home run derby cards are there going to be? How many collections are there going to be? Because I think we're going to get a lot of exciting stuff and a lot of surprises potentially during tomorrow's live stream. So I'm going to be tuning into that. I'll probably see you guys in the chat a little bit over there. But once again, I'm excited about these cards. I'm probably going to overspend and purchase a couple of these guys for more than I should. But I'm going to try and get, some parallel XP on this Sandy Alcantara. I'm going to try and start working on paralleling Julio Rodriguez. I'm going to work on Corbin Burns. I want to get that card right away. I might spend, 100,000, maybe 150,000. But I think I'm also going to be grinding some XP for this upcoming program, trying to get these cards pretty quickly. I'm curious to see what the packs are going to look like, right? What is the program going to look like? I have a lot of questions. I'm just excited about this stuff. I have a lot of speculation about what's upcoming in MLB The Show 22, and I'm going to be making a lot of videos. I'm excited to see a brand new updated schedule here, just because that kind of gives me an idea of what's next, and it kind of gives some subtle clues and hints as to what's happening. So make sure you keep an eye on this. But that's going to do it for this video. I'm excited for the 3 all-star players that were revealed, or at least their attributes that were revealed, and we'll be able to get these cards tomorrow morning. Peace out.